Thank you for being here today. It's been an absolute honor, pleasure. So thank you for having us. And for being
It's
here.
my pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for hosting this interview.
Thank you very much. So we're going to begin with our first question. You have been the Chief Executive Officer for quite a few years. And what have you enjoyed in your position so far? What have been the biggest challenges, per se?
As I said earlier, I'm the first employee of the stock market, and we have started very simple, and we have started from the scratch, and we kept building that since 2000 till today. So it's almost we're talking about 16 years, and I've seen the ups and the downs of the economy in terms of the global economy and the local economy. So what I have achieved is the big achievement that we have introduced in our stock market. Being in Abu Dhabi and the stock market, we were the first exchange to introduce many issues, many programs, many projects. And I said that XBRL was one of them. Implementing the smart surveillance system was one of them. So this makes me very proud to be part of this team, to have this big achievement in the stock market. And we always wanted to be the market of choice in the region. We are. And we are working even harder to be more reliable and for others to look at us as a benchmark.
Thank you.
And taking into account the financial characteristic of your business, what has drawn you into cooperating with our institute?
See, it's the institute is about the culture of diplomacy, and I believe personally everything is about knowing the culture and being diplomatic in a way to deal with your stakeholders. I'll give an example. Sometimes you have an idea in your mind, and you need to deliver that idea, that message to your stakeholders. In our case, the stakeholders could be a broker, could be listed companies, media, students. To deliver the right message at the right time, you need to know where they're coming from as a stakeholder. And you need to understand where they're coming from, especially when we are talking about almost 1 million investors in our database. Almost 400,000 of them are non-UAE. So to provide the high quality services, to provide the efficiencies to our stakeholders, we have to know where they're coming from. We have to understand them. And we have to make sure that when we leave the right message to them. So it's all about understanding the culture in a diplomatic way.
Of course.
What advice would you give to young people who are interested in starting a career in finance?
Finance is a very wide matter and subject. Any kid wants to think in this field, first they have to know what they're looking for. They have to know what they want, and they have to be very specific. For example, when you ask them what do you want to be, they said business administration. I think that is not enough. They need to say we need to be in the banking sector or an accounting, or they have to be very specific. This is one. Two, when they start the career and the development, we're talking about the studies, the 4-year study, they have to look at each class seriously. Because believe me, after you graduate and after you come to this professional work, you are always asked something which you already studied somewhere, somehow, into the college. So you always go back and say, I wish I knew it. I wish I remember that. But I'm not saying you should cover everything and be perfect in everything, but you have to know these issues. You have to know these small classes, subjects, matters that you believe they're not important to you. Believe me, they will be very important to you in the near future. And once you graduate, you come to the real life, the challenges are different. The world is different. So you have to have the personality to adopt new skills, to adopt new environment. And you have to always think ahead of your colleagues. This is how would it make you successful.
Thank you.
And going back in this instance to the future, what do you think are the present sectors in which the cooperation, the trade between, the financial sector between Germany and the UAE is most prosperous?
First of all, Germany and UAE, they have a good relationship economically, financially, and even socially. We have almost 50,000 Germans, they visit UAE on a yearly basis. We have almost 20,000 Germans, they live in UAE. We have 900 companies from Germany, they operate in UAE. And when it comes to the stock market, we do have investors that are very active into the UAE. So the cooperation between two of us is very high. What can we do further? As I said earlier in this presentation, we are diversifying the economy away from oil, and we rely into the renewable energy, into the production line. And we are very much assured, we are very much sure that the German background, the German experience could be a very good added value to us. In other words, we don't need to start things from scratch. All what we need to do to come look at the opportunities, understand them, then grab one of them and rely on that we could further develop what we are looking for. And this is exactly what's happening between us and, I'm not talking about the German and the UAE.
Interesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. It's been an absolute pleasure, and for answering all of our questions and giving us insight into the financial world. So thank you.
Wish you all the best luck. Thank you again for this interview, and I'll be looking forward to you soon. Wish you all the best luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.